Welcome to Hawks Nest. My name is Matt Cagle. I'm joined alongside Mark Grogan and Chandler Davis. Today is Friday, April 14th, and to start off, tennis stays winning. Thursday, they extended their program record to 14 straight consecutive matches won, and with the win on Thursday, they claimed the regular season OVC title. They've been nothing but dominant to begin this year.
Yeah, it's really impressive to seeing what this team's done. 14 consecutive wins is I mean, in any conference you're playing, it's nothing short of impressive. So I'd say they're strong favorites to win the conference tournament, and let's see if they can make some noise in the regional tournament.
Yeah, Chandler, you were there yesterday. What are some things that you saw during that match?
Just a little recap. They took the doubles point pretty early. The 1 and 2 contests, they finished 6 and 3 in both of them, and then the third one, of course, since they finished those two pretty well, they didn't finish the third one, but the score was we were up 4-3. So they definitely took advantage of the doubles point, and then they continued it in the singles as well.
And then it's always the level of play that they play in. They play in the OVC. If they end up winning the OVC tournament and playing a regional team, it would obviously be a higher level of competition. Do you guys think they do have a chance to make some noise and move on a little bit?
Well, yeah, I'd say never say never, but remember we do play in the OVC, so we're beating up on our conference opponents, but we did get 0-7 by Mizzou earlier this season, so it's kind of hard to judge. But I mean, if you make it, you got a shot at the end of the day, no matter who you're playing.
Moving on to baseball, they lost Tuesday against SIU, and it's always tough to lose against an opponent like that.
Yeah, I hate losing the Salukis, but the more important series is coming up today. That's against Tennessee Tech. Matt, do you think this is a little bit of a trap series, given that they play that Tech is at the bottom of the conference, and then they go on to play Moorhead next?
It could be. It's always you can always look forward. I don't want to say look forward to these games, but when you see these games on the schedule, you look at them. You're like, you have to take advantage of them. It's just a matter of can they lock in for a full 3-game series against a team at the bottom of the league.
Right, and for reference, Moorhead is at the top of the conference, and we're at number 2 right now. So, really important that we get some wins coming up against. It gets the confidence built up against the win against Moorhead for the series against Moorhead. Also, Fill the Hill Friday is today. If you're of age, they provide free alcoholic beverages at the concourse. So we'd love to see you there. Come out, watch some SEMO baseball. Should be a great time.
Not to mention it's the Donate Life game. Those jerseys will look clean.
Yeah, those jerseys are sick. So come out and watch some SEMO baseball.
Speaking about baseball, after the show, me and Mark will bring you a special segment about the St. Louis Cardinals where we talk about our opinions on the team and how they've played a couple weeks in. But before that, softball has been playing extremely well at home. Their last home loss was 2 years ago. They've taken home field advantage to a whole new level.
Yeah, I think their last loss was to Eastern Kentucky in August of 2021. So that's crazy to think that was 2 years ago. But even crazier to think that that's the last time they lost at home. So yeah, incredible to see what they're doing. Marissa Davis pitched a complete game shutout following a win against the Salukis, so Southern Illinois. Like I said, always good to get a win against those, and that's exactly how you bounce back. Remember that brutal loss that they took in the bottom of the 7th? That's exactly how you bounce back with that. 9-0 win, mercy rule, 5 innings. What a statement. Chandler, you can speak a little bit about that, to what it means to beat a conference or a regional rival like that, right?
Sort of. SIU is definitely a rival, like you all said, but just beating them going in, they knew what they had to do, and they knew what it meant to play against SIU. So just going in there, and then, like you said, getting that get back, it definitely feels good.
Can you imagine having a home win streak that extends 2 years?
No.
It'd be nice to have, though.
It definitely would.
No.
It would be nice.
That is all for Hawks Nest. I'm Matt Cagle alongside Mark Grogan and Chandler Davis. See you next time. Mark, you know it. I know it. Our director Owen in that room knows it, but the front office doesn't. The Cardinals need starting pitching.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. So we're doing a little bit of something of a new segment here. We're taking your suggestions, your questions about the St. Louis Cardinals. We're going to talk about them on this show. So this question is from Ben Schicker. Ben asks, why can't the Cardinals pitching staff perform like they're paid to? Well, Ben, I would argue that the Cardinals pitching staff is almost performing exactly like they're paid to. The Cardinals right now sit at 16th in the league. They're almost the exact league median for pitching salary, and they are performing a little bit below that right now. I think they're 21st in the league in team ERA. So, but like, yeah, they're not being paid the highest, and they're not performing at the highest level. So,
your highest paid pitcher has an ERA of over 10.
Yeah. Michaelis has been. I don't even. It's.
We knew they wouldn't be good, but
come on, our expectations were low, but come on.
they've lowered the bar even more.
Yeah.
Of course, you have Michaelis' last outing in Colorado was good, except for the one inning that got away from him. Flaherty's last outing in Colorado was good, only gave up the one walk. He pitched really well that game. And then yesterday, Jordan Montgomery pitched really well. He had no run support, but these are signs of improvement. But this weekend against Pittsburgh, the rest of this series, you have the back end of the rotation. I mean, are they going to be able to pitch?
Yeah. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. But going back to to Flaherty, it was very relieving seeing that start in Colorado on Tuesday. That's the one word I have for his start. It's he gave us some sign of his former self. 5 1/3 with one earned run. So super encouraging to see. It's just a matter of, and also this team has been. You can talk about the pitching all you want, but this team has been terrible with runners in scoring position thus far. But again, signs show there are signs of improvement. O'Neill's starting to heat up.
Do you agree with that benching earlier in the year whenever he didn't hustle at the plate?
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I was watching that game live and I looked at him like he's not running.
I said the same thing.
I was like, why is he not running?
The camera cut to him running home, and I wondered if he may have re-injured his oblique or whatever he injured earlier, if he may have pulled something, because it did not look like the Tyler O'Neill that we're used to seeing that can really busted on the baseline.
Right. Well, I thought that obviously Marmol would know better than us of the condition of his health.
Right. We're sitting on our couches watching these guys play Major League Baseball.
Right. At the end of the day. So, but Marmol would know the health of his players best. But he didn't think it was a problem with any injury. So if you're not going to hustle, if you're not going to bust your butt down that baseline, try to score. He was out by 10 feet. Like, it wasn't close. So if you're not going to hustle, you don't play. It seems pretty simple to me. So yeah, I agree with it. What the part that I don't agree with Marmol on is airing out the dirty laundry for everybody to see in that post-game conference. I really feel like that's a situation that should be handled from coach to player, not out in public for all the world to see. That's not very helpful to anybody involved. So, do I agree with the decision? Yeah, do I agree? I think he went about it wrong.
I did think it was a good thing, though, that I wouldn't necessarily say it was blown into a larger spectrum than it was, but O'Neill, I believe, was in the lineup, I think, a day or two after. So it kind of showed that Marmol got his point across, then O'Neill was back in the lineup, and now he's starting to play better. Yeah,
and then recently Marmol put all the kind of the beef to rest, and he said, listen, I respect O'Neill as a player, but there are certain expectations that you have to meet as a Cardinal, and I have high expectations for him going forward.
We all do.
Yeah,
because we know what kind of hitter he can be. He can be a 30 year kind of guy.
Just gotta stay healthy.
And speaking of hitting, this team, as we know, can hit. Obviously, they didn't last night. They showed signs of how well they could hit in Colorado, but of course, that's Colorado. Everybody can talk about Colorado as they do, but of course, the starter last night for Pittsburgh has not had a good year up to that point. He did pitch really well last night. I would say that was.
Of course, we make him look like Cy Young.
Well, it wasn't as though the Cardinal hitters didn't do well. He just pitched. The pitcher himself just did really well. Just kind of, he made his best start of the year. He shut that offense down. They should be able to get back on track this weekend with the hitters that we have. Carlson, I want him to come back soon. I think he should be our everyday center fielder.
Yeah.
Jordan Walker, his hitting streak ended yesterday, but he's still shown he's been amazing for us so far.
He's the truth. Yeah, Jordan Walker has been just unbelievable. I think he's a strong contender for Rookie of the Year. The way I see right now. Who else?
Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt's hitting pretty well. Nolan Arenado can pick it up. Wilson Contreras, I think he needs to pick it up.
Yeah,
I don't know right now. It may be the weight on his shoulders of succeeding Yachty, but I feel like all it's going to take is one big hit, and then he's going to really start. He saw the ball pretty well last night. He had 2 walks. So he's starting to see the ball a little better. Now it's all about putting barrel to the baseball.
Right. Yeah, I'm not super worried about Contreras. I think he'll come around. He's too good of a hitter not to. Obviously, the series losses, the loss last night against Pittsburgh, and then going forward, I think a series win against the Pirates is absolutely crucial. Matt, when do you think it's time to hit the panic button on this team? Because I know we all had high expectations coming in because we got all the young rookies coming up and signing Contreras. But when is it time to say, okay, what's going on? What are we doing? When is it time to hit the panic button?
Well, unless you're the Rays, you can't win a division in April, but you sure can lose one. So at the end of April, if it looks like they haven't been as competitive as they should have been, and they're still losing games or losing series that they shouldn't, I'm going to get real close to hitting the panic button at the end of April.
Yeah, I'd say that's valid. Like, it's a long season, the longest season in any professional sport. So it's I would say it's frustrating because we all know what this team's capable of, and we all know that we can roll 1 through 9, right? Like, we have threats up and down the lineup when everybody's healthy. The bullpen's solid. It's just what everybody was concerned about at the beginning of the year is the starting pitching, and that's still.
And you know what John Mozeliak said? He said we have 6 starting pitchers.
Yeah, that's so.
But you want to know? You want to know what?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if your 6 starters can't pitch more than 5 or 6 innings every outing.
That blows my mind as to why he thinks that's a solution to our problems. That we can have 6 starting pitching. Mo, nobody can pitch. Nobody.
And of course, Waino coming back a little later, he may be able to stabilize that bullpen. We all know he's more or less been the definition of consistency ever since he's been in the league. Of course, he's had a couple bad years towards the end of his career. You have to hope that when he comes back, if he at least stays consistent, he's able to kind of bolster that starting pitching, and we finally get on a track of, our starters can pitch 5, 6, 7 innings every game. Let our offense score 5 or 6 runs, hand it over to our bullpen, our back end of the bullpen, and we just close out games, and we just take over from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're kidding ourselves if we think Adam Wainwright's the answer. Waino, I love you. Like, I say that like he's watching this, but
he did pitch well in WBC though.
He did. I love Adam Wainwright. He's all time one of my favorite Cardinals.
Amazing singing voice.
Amazing singer, up and coming country artist. I loved him growing up. I still love him, but he's a geriatric. He's 42. He's not going to be the solution or the answer to any.
No, he's definitely not. They've got to find a way to get starting pitching at the trade deadline, because they obviously didn't do that during the offseason. Some names that were available. Obviously, I'm not saying they should have signed all these guys or any of them because of how expensive they are and how some of them really haven't performed the way that they're paid to perform. But guys that were available that we know can pitch well: Jacob deGrom, who went to the Rangers; Carlos Rodon, who's currently injured, he's not pitching at all; Justin Verlander. These guys are top-notch starters when they're on and playing well. Obviously, the Cardinals have never been known to go out and spend massive amounts of money, but these are just some snippets of guys that have pitched really well so far, and the Cardinals just passed by and didn't really do anything with.
Something interesting about that is maybe the Cardinals are, in Bill DeWitt's, reluctant to spend money because of Bally Sports going under and the Cardinals being out that TV revenue. That was something that I didn't really think of that was brought to my attention. That I was like, yeah, maybe the Cardinals are especially stingy with the payroll this year because they're out that money.
Maybe so, but you saw how much the Padres and the Mets spent over the offseason.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean they spend money like there's no luxury tax, and it's actually hilarious watching them fail in the playoffs every year.
I mean, just our overall opinions 2 weeks into the season. Obviously, it's early. The problems that we knew we would have with starting pitching have been glaring. Offense has been hit or miss. Like you said, with runners in scoring position, hasn't been great. But so far, I think everybody is just a little too worried. Everybody's hitting the panic button a little early. I know I said I would hit the panic button at the end of April. I think that they will find a way to start playing well. They always do. That's what Cardinals are. That's what they're known for. They're known to find a way to just get on a hot streak and just take over the division.
Yeah, well, you said it. Everybody was concerned about the starting pitching coming into this season, and it's increasingly frustrating watching this team because guess what? Starting pitching is a problem, like everybody was worried about. So at the end of the day, I think we're kidding ourselves if we think this rotation can take us into a deep playoff run. So yeah, we'll have to pick up some deadline assets to really bolster the rotation. But I like this team. They're fun to watch. I'm not gonna hit the panic button. I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet, like you said, until the end of April if they're still playing like garbage. But yeah, I'm still excited for the rest of the season. I'm still excited to watch this team play because I really do believe in this team, and I will until game 162 or until they're eliminated from the playoffs.
I will too. We believe in them.
We believe in them.
And we always will.
It's going to take some time.